Hi, my name is Sharon Nixon, and I am the founder and chief volunteer for the Fashion Umbrella Foundation. And today, I'm here, or I'm doing this video so we can cut some of the time that usually takes place during the actual castings. So, through this video, I'm going to talk to you about what I would normally say when I meet you face to face doing the castings, either here in Baltimore, in New York, or wherever we are doing the castings. So let's get right into it. And I will be reading from some of the guidelines that you will receive probably right after you get this video. You'll get another email that talks about the guidelines and how to complete them. So all models are expected to arrive to the castings no more than 15 minutes past the registration hour. So for example, if you are coming to a casting and your registration time is 11, you have until 11:15 to arrive. Anyone that comes after 15 minutes past the time, or by, let's say 11:16, if you're there by 11:16, you're late, and chances are you will not be able to audition. We don't condone lateness, so it's very, very important that you arrive on time, and so you can come in, register, cast, and then leave. All models must wear all black, including shoes, and this goes for both male and female models. If you For males, we need you to wear dress shoes. Um, so we can see how you walk in your heels. For females, if you are not comfortable wearing heels, please wear a cute pair of flats because photos will be taken during the casting so we can send it to the designers. So we don't want you to come to the casting and you have on your favorite pair of shoes, but fashionably they might not be the best look for the image. So just make sure that you come dressed in all black. You can come fabulously dressed in all black if you want, as long as it's all black, including shoes. Even if you're wearing a jacket with your garment and that's what you plan on walking down the runway in, it must be all black. Let me see. Models must arrive runway ready, which means that as soon as you walk into the building, you should be ready to get on the runway and walk. We don't have time, or we won't have time to wait for models to change. You got to go in your bag, and then you go in your bag, you get out your shoes, and then you get out your shoes, then you got to put them on. And then you have 14,000 pairs of shoes, and you don't know which pair to wear. Just bring one pair of shoes with you, and when you walk through the door, just have them on. So when you walk in the hotel or the venue or wherever the casting is, you can just walk in, register, have a seat, or stand up against the wall, and we can start. This is one reason why I'm doing video now, because I'm not going to have time to do it doing the casting, and we can use this over and over again because the guidelines don't change. They've been the same since 2007. Let me see. For models who wear makeup, please make sure that your makeup is light and natural. We don't need you to come to the casting with your eyes and your face all banged out. If you come with that, we will not allow you to cast. For models, female models that have really long lashes that look like you belong in a burlesque show, we will not allow you to cast. You have to come. When you come to a casting, you should come as a blank canvas. I'd rather you wear no makeup at all, but I get it. Some of you need a light beat. I get it. So if you think you need a light beat, that's what I expect. A light beat, not anything more. I don't want your face all bind out, your eyes. We don't need that. It needs to be just a light beat, because we have to remember designers are very creative people. So when they're selecting the models to be in their collection, they're more apt to select the model who has a natural, clean look versus someone who's all dialed up, because they can't see what you look like. And that's not a good thing. So for our castings, I don't know what you do with anybody else, but for our castings, I prefer and we prefer that you just do a light, natural makeup look. We don't need you to shadow out your eyes. We don't need a cat eye over here. We don't need your eyebrows all colorful. I just need a natural look. That's it, because the day of the show, you're going to look completely different anyway. So now, oh, and hair, we recommend that if you have long hair, and this goes for males and females, that you pull your hair off your face. So pull it back into a ponytail. It can be a high pony or a low pony, but as long as it's a ponytail, so that when we take your pictures, we can see your face and that the designers can see what you look like. So here, I'm going to go over the guidelines, not in detail, but I'm just going to basically skim over the different areas. First thing off, we need you to add email addresses to your contacts, because if you receive, we send messages from events at thefashionumbrella.org and also info at thefashionumbrella.org. For those of you that have a Gmail account, our emails tend to go into your spam or promos or updates folder. So to avoid that, I'm asking you that you add our email address, info at thefashionumbrella.org, and also events at thefashionumbrella.org. So that way, if you add it to your contacts and you also star it, it'll land in your inbox and you can get out messages. Because once these castings and the messages will start coming. Um, we do not accept models that are under the age of 13, and all models must be 5'8", and we will be measuring models. If you are shorter than 5'8", without your shoes, you will not be allowed to audition. I'm going to repeat that, because we will be measuring models. So there will be a little tick on the wall, on the door, a piece of tape or something that signifies that the height from your head, must reach the tape on the door or wall or whatever it is, and you must stand 5'8", 5 feet 8 inches or taller, barefoot. Please do not come to the casting and you're 5'6" and you have on 3-inch heels thinking that I will not be able to tell that you're not tall enough. I will be able to tell. And if there's any question about your height, I will ask you to remove one of your shoes so we can measure you. And if you're below this line, you will not be able to audition. We do have a segment called Under that is strictly for petite models. That is for models that are 5'7" and shorter. So that casting has ended, but the show is on May 18th. If you're interested in coming to see it, you're more than welcome. Let me see. If you're under the age of 18, when we send you the model guidelines, we're going to need your parent or guardian to complete the form and fill it out. We do send all forms via Adobe Sign, so you can, let me take that back. You will receive a link, and the link will take you to a page on our website, which is password protected. Once you receive the password for that, then you can go in and you can complete the form and you can download it. Please do not pass this form on to your friends and have your friends to come to the casting saying, "Oh, I'm here. I have my registration form. I'm here to cast." Because if you do not show up on our little handy dandy tablet, which is overcharged, but if you do not show up on our handy dandy tablet, you will not get in. We do not have paper at our registration. Everything is done by Eventbrite. And when we pull this up, if your name is not on it, you will not be able to audition. There will be no excuses and there will be no exceptions. This is a completely capped out or registration where we have no additional space. For the New York casting, for all of our castings, we're on a very tight deadline. So it is critical that everybody arrives on time for their designated space. And so we can get the casting started and over with. When you when you participate or cast in our auditions, you will be told that day if you are yes or no. All models will walk twice. You'll walk once because you're nervous. And two will be the second time you walk will be the time that I will let you know if that you are yes or no. All models will have about 2 to 3 minutes to warm up. Once those 2 to 3 minutes are up, then you will be asked to line up and you will have to walk. There is no stopping or posing at the top or the bottom of the makeshift runway. There is no stopping or posing at the top or the bottom of our runways during any of our shows. All of our shows are constant movement. You come out, you walk out on the runway, you walk down the runway, you turn, you go back, and you exit. There is no stopping, posing at the top, middle, or the bottom of the runway. Um, for under, I'll go over this because this video will cross over our different shows. For under, you must be 5'7" and shorter. For Baltimore Fashion Week, you must be 5'8" or taller, 5 feet 8 inches. And for the designer debut, you must be 5 feet 8 inches or taller. Now, I will say that the height requirement for some of these events will change, and that will be reflected in the marketing campaigns that we put out. There are if you are selected to do the show. So once you come to the casting and you get a yes, the next thing you'll get, not right away, so you don't have to email me, but you will receive an email from me letting you know when the fitting is. Most fittings for the events happen in Baltimore, even for the New York show. Yes. So because of that, it is extremely critical that when you complete your model registration form, that you have accurate measurements, that you have accurate measurements on your form, because you may not be able to make it to the fitting in Baltimore, and that's fine. If you can't make it, that's fine. That's why we take a picture of you. And we also send a spreadsheet of the model stats. And designers use that along with the images to select their models for the designers who don't come to the fitting. Fittings are usually held right after the registration ends. So stay tuned for that and check your email. Please, please, please do not forget to add info at thefashionumbrella.org and events, events, at thefashionumbrella.org. Please add them to your contacts so that you won't miss an email from us. We during the day of the show, if you are selected, we do not allow additional guests to be in the building. So the day of the show, if you are now for our Baltimore show, it's a little bit different because we have the whole building and we have complete control. But when we are in the hotel, if parents want to come and sit in the lobby, we can't control that. But what we can control is who comes in our production area. No parents, guardians, sisters, brothers, cousins, uncle. No, not if you're not a part of the production, and if you don't have a wristband, you will be asked to leave the area. Let me see, what else am I missing? Hold on, I'm old, y'all. Hold on. Okay. We will be sending out messages. Some of them may require a response, some of them may not. And you will also receive a link to subscribe to our emails, because due to the GDPR rules that came out last April, we are no longer allowed to add models to or add emails, period, to our email list. So it must be done by the individual, him or herself. So what we will do is once all the models have been selected, the ones who have been told a yes, you will receive a message, probably through Eventbrite again, providing you with the email address. I'm sorry, providing you with a link to go subscribe to our email list. That way, once you go subscribe, I can create a separate group, and then that way I can just participate. I can just send emails directly to you versus sending them through regular email. I probably will never, ever, ever, never, ever pick up the phone to call you. I do not call designers. I do not call models. The only people I call are sponsors. I do everything by email. So it is extremely important that you have your email address going to your phone, so you, or some type of apparatus where you're able to receive my messages or our messages right away. Some of them may require a quick response, and if you miss a deadline, it could mean that you're not participating in the show anymore, or that if a designer comes to me and say, oh, I've emailed her or I've emailed him X number of times and they haven't responded, they will have permission to remove you. As far as who's walking when, as far as who's walking when, the designers will have a deadline for Baltimore. It's June 15th for Baltimore. It's June 15th. For New York, it's July 15th. And for under, it will be April 15th. Everything happens on the 15th. So it's just easier for me to remember. The designers will have to send us their list by those designated dates. Once they send us the list, they send it to us. We prepare a form by copying and pasting the models that they've selected on a different document, and then we send it back to them for them to sign. Once the form has been executed by both parties meaning the Fashion Umbrella Foundation and the designer, then we will let you know that you have been selected to participate in the respective event, either under Baltimore Fashion Week or the designer debut during New York Fashion Week. Another thing I want to mention is that we do not recycle models. So some of you have probably been in shows where you had to walk 2 and 3 times in the collection. We do not do that here. We have never done it here, and we will never start. Since 2007, our first show was in 2008. Since 2008, we have always provided designers with one model per garment, which means that if a designer has 20 looks, they get 20 models. And we do that so the designers will have a full flood when they do a flood after the collection has hit the runway. The day of the show, models will be given a time. You will check in. Each model that is selected to participate in Baltimore Fashion Week will be required to bring concealer and foundation. And the reason why we ask you to bring the concealer and foundation, because you know your perfect match. Although we have really good makeup artists, it's better if the talent, which is you, the model, you provide your own makeup and concealer. If you're not sure if you have the correct color match, go to a Sephora and ask them to do a color match with you, and then get a sample. They can give you a sample. When you get your sample, bring that to the show and we'll use that. There is something at Nordstrom's, but I'm not sure, where you can go and get your face color corrected, and then they provide you with a 10-day supply. I'm pretty sure it's Nordstrom's. I just don't know the brand. And if I find the brand, I'll let everybody know. The day of the show, you will get your hair and makeup done. So for Under, which is our petite show, and Baltimore Fashion Week, the makeup and hair looks are all cohesive, meaning that it's just one. For the makeup, it's cohesive. It's just one makeup look. For the hairstylists have been given carte blanche where they can basically freestyle. And the reason why we allow them to freestyle, one, because it lets them have creativity and fun with the hair. And two, it's easier for me when I go to select the images, because I don't have to say, oh no, didn't she just walk down? And it eliminates the craziness for me. The hairstylists will never cut your hair. They will never color your hair, and they will never provide any type of foreign substance or objects to your hair as in a glue category. We just don't do that here. We will, we will, I provide for the makeup artist wipes. So if your skin is sensitive, and it's just baby wipes that you use for a baby. So if your skin is sensitive, You're more than welcome to bring your own wipes. Another thing I like to talk about are the bags or your luggage, not your luggage, but you're preparing for the show as far as shoes. If you're only walking one time for a designer, you only need to bring one pair of shoes. Please do not show up the day of the show with a suitcase full of shoes. You will be asked to take that back to your car. We will not check you in. You will not get a pass to go. You will not be able to go. Wait a minute. You will not be able to pass go, and you will not collect $200. So it is very important that you understand that if you are selected by a designer to walk in his or her showcase, you are only walking one time for that designer. So that means if you're only walking once in a night, you only need one pair of shoes. You do not need to bring the big old suitcase like you're going on a trip with Southwest to the event. It will not get in. It will not get in, and neither will you. So with Cindy, I'm doing this video to try to prepare everybody mentally before the show actually kicks off, because I want everybody to who's selected to be able to participate in the show. And if you don't follow this video or these guidelines I'm giving you, that might not be an opportunity for you. Speaking of $200, now let me get something straight. I'm not saying that I'm paying anyone $200, but what I am saying is that if you are a member of the Fashion Umbrella Foundation, and we are a member driven organization, we're completely volunteer driven as well, which means that right now no one gets paid. Everybody's here working on a volunteer basis, including myself. So, with that being said, if an individual becomes a model with an annual membership with the Fashion Umbrella Foundation, which is $50 per year, and if you are selected to walk for a designer, you will be paid. For models that live in the New York area, if you should become a model and you get selected, we will not be able to pay you until we see your New York work permit. You must have a permit to work in New York if payment is part of your working assignment. So for us, if you become a member and you get selected to do New York Fashion Week, and then that means that you get paid because you're a member, we won't be able to pay you until we see proof that you have a permit. So for those models that live in the New York area or do work in the New York area, I would highly recommend that you look into that to see what steps you need to take. You should have it anyway, because I'm quite sure you're getting paid. And if you are, you should have that document. If it is found out that you do not have the document and you've been working kind of sort of getting paid under the table, you do not want to. The fees are very, very steep. For an organization, business, or individual that paid the person, it's $500. So I'm not sure how much it is for models, but both parties will be held accountable, and they will receive basically a financial slap on the hand. I was going to say something else and I forgot. So we talked about, let me see, let me go through my notes. Hold on. A lot of these items that I'm going over, you will see in your memo, in your guidelines. You will also sign the receipt of understanding, which means that you understand the guidelines, and also model release for us to take your picture. And if the model is under the age of 18, then there's also a parent and guardian model release as well. I think I've covered everything. Oh, for New York. If you are a model and you're selected for New York, you will only walk for one designer. And the reason why we do that is because for the New York show is our step up. So with the New York show, we usually have about four designers to showcase. Each designer can do up to 25 to 40 looks. And for each designer, they also get to submit their own hair and makeup looks. Once the hair and makeup looks are solidified, then they're sent to New York Institute of Beauty, NYIB, hashtag NYIB, and they have been doing our makeup for the past 3 years. This is our third show in New York. And so once you come, come in, you check in, and you'll get your hair and makeup done. I want to talk about the wait list now. So if you know anybody that registered and could not get in, and you heard that they may be on a wait list, please let them know that they should not show up to the venue unless they receive an official tickets. Being on the wait list does not mean that you're an automatic in, because as I mentioned earlier, if you're not in this little apparatus or tablet doohickey, you can't get in. So if you show up the day of the casting and say, "Oh, I got this ticket," Eventbrite will send everybody a ticket that registers. Some type, it's a form of receipt. So, but if you're not in this little handy dandy electronic jump off here, as they say, unfortunately, we won't be able to let you audition. I hope that helped a little bit. I wanted to take this approach to kind of sort of lessen the time that everybody has to be there. So when you come to the castings, you'll come, you'll check in, you will have a seat to stand. And once we stand, once the registration has been completed, then models, you'll receive your registration number. Once you receive your registration number, then you will practice for 2 to 3 minutes, more than likely 2 minutes, because you should be ready. And more, what else? Okay. And then we will, after your warm up, then we'll have you walk twice. One, because you're probably nervous, and two, to help you calm your nerves down, we have the models to walk a second time. On the second time, you will know from me if you're a yes or no. I do not know your name, so I will call your number. So if I call, say your number is 1031, which is my birthday. Yay. Say your number is 1031 and you are a yes. So I'll say 1031, you're a yes. I would like for you to leave your number to registration desk, because the number that you wear is the number that we will use to if you come to the fitting, you will use that same number at the fitting. You don't get a new number. So it's extremely critical that if you come to the casting and you are a yes, that you leave your number at the registration table. Please do not take it home. If you take your number home with you, we will have to withdraw you from the event because we don't have your number. And I'm not going to email you and ask you to mail it to me. I'm telling you now, I'm informing you now, I'm asking you now that if you are, whether you're a yes or no, we will need you to return your number in with us. I will know if you turn in your number, especially if you're a no, because I won't have the number to put with your paperwork. So it's critical that you return the numbers, okay? I think that's it. If you have any questions for me, you can just email me at info at thefashionumbrella.org, and I'll answer your questions. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you all doing the casting. And if you have any questions, just email me. Okay. Bye. Oh, did I tell you who I am? I did in the middle. Okay. In the beginning. Okay. Bye.